Hello all, the topic is pancreas. So we have to concentrate the cells of the pancreas and secreted hormones of the pancreas and what are the functions of the hormones. So that is the important in the pancreas. So pancreas is known as dual gland, compound gland and mixed gland. Why it is called as these names means the pancreas having two type of parts or portions, that is exocrine gland, endocrine gland. Exocrine part is called acini, endocrine part is called islets of Langerhans. We know very well exocrine means duct glands. The secretions of the pancreas through the duct they can reach their target organ. Example pancreatic juice. Then endocrine part called islets of Langerhans. Just the endocrine portion is just 1 to 2% overall the pancreas. So the islets of Langerhans having 2 millions in this portion. So ductless glands, the secretions of the endocrine part reach to the target organ via blood. Example hormones. So islets of Langerhans having 3 type of cells: alpha cells, beta cells, delta cells. So alpha cells produce glucagon, beta cells produce insulin, delta cells produce somatostatin. So these 3 type of hormones released by 3 type of cells of islets of Langerhans of endocrine part of pancreas. So in the exam they ask the question, which type of cell produce which type of hormone, or this hormone or insulin, glucagon, somatostatin hormones are released by which cells of the pancreas. So we have to be careful which cells, which hormone. So come to the first cells, alpha cells. So here the alpha cells produce glucagon hormone. When the glucagon is released at the time of hypoglycemic condition, here the hypo term indicates decrease, less. So the less glucose level in the blood, then the glucagon released. For what purpose? To increase the sugar levels in the blood. So that is why the glucagon is also called as hyperglycemic hormone. Why it is hyper? The glucose level is low. So to increase the glucose level in the blood, that is why it is called as a hyperglycemic hormone. Then what are the functions of glucagon? So the glucagon function is 1. Gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis. Here lysis means break. What break? The glycogen breaks into glucose. For what purpose? To increase the glucose level in the blood. And also what is gluconeogenesis means? Here neo means new. You have to remember like this. The glucose is developed from non-carbohydrate compound. So the conversion of glucose from the non-carbohydrate form, that is amino acids and fatty acid. So these are 2 functions of glucagon. Then move to the beta cells. So insulin secreted by beta cells. So here the rhyming B, the phonetic sound of B ends with E na. So beta cells means B, E for insulin hormone. So we have a confusion between the alpha beta cells and other hormones. So that is why you have to remember like a mnemonic, right? B, E indicates insulin. So then what is the function of insulin means? To regulate the glucose levels. When the glucose level is high in the blood, then insulin is released. So you have to remember like this also. E for E indicates I indicates increase. So when the glucose level is increased, then insulin will secrete to reduce the glucose levels in the blood. So that is why it is called as a hypoglycemic hormone. Don't get confused. Glucagon released at decrease when the decrease of glucose to increase glucose. Insulin is released when the increasing of glucose level in the blood for reducing the glucose in the blood. So insulin hypo, glucagon hyper. Next, delta cells. So what is the function of insulin means here? Glycogenesis. Glycogenesis means to produce glycogen, means whatever the increasing of glucose in the blood to reduce purpose, it is converted into glycogen. So then where is the location of the glucose in the body means skeletal cells, hepatocytes, adipocytes. Why means here the increasing of glucose is stored, means they act on the liver. So liver cells is called also hepatocytes. The study of liver, hepatology na. So hepato term indicates liver. So it's stored in the skeletal cells, hepatocytes, adipocytes. So that is why to reduce the uptake of glucose, the glycogenesis process occur with the help of insulin. Glucose converts into glycogen. Then delta cells. Delta cells release the somatostatin hormone. So you have to remember like this. ST means stop, not start. So it is the inhibiting hormone, growth inhibiting hormone, somatostatin. So it is antagonistic to the growth hormone. Growth hormone increase the height, somatostatin decrease the height. So that is why these two are antagonistic in nature. And one more question, the glucagon and insulin also act as a antagonistic nature. Why? Because it is a hypoglycemic hormone. So the questions of pancreas means here, which cells, which hormone, which function. What is hyperglycemic hormone? What is hypoglycemic hormone? So which is antagonistic in nature. So that is why the pancreas, alpha cells and beta cells maintain the homeostasis in the blood. One is increase, one is decrease. So that is the regarding pancreas. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe.